Hey.
What's up, guys?
We have 18 hours on this camera. It's about as long as the movie was.
Good, because we need all 18 hours of this mega epic review.
We'll start just live streaming.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, halfway into it. So this is our second, bio movie of the month.
Which also
starts with an S.
Well, and also kind of revolves around terrorism. But in a completely different way.
This movie is more, it's more ambitious than Sully was. Like, this movie actually feels like it has something to say, has a point of view.
And actually makes sense when it goes flashback. When it flashes back,
yeah,
it's relevant and makes sense.
And
this is how you flash back.
And it doesn't repeat the same flashbacks over and over again either. It's structured a bit more like a biofilm than a movie like Sully. The direction is, it's an Oliver Stone movie, so the direction is solid. Which the direction of Sully was solid too, because Eastwood directed it.
Right.
But man, I don't know about you, I found this movie insufferable.
Yeah, I don't...
But you did miss the best part.
Oh, God.
Oliver Stone was before the movie, because this was a Fathom event. This was, we saw it the night before it opened, sorry. And so Oliver Stone had a thing at the very beginning of this that was, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds or a minute, and he was sitting there on a couch, just wild-haired Oliver Stone, just like, man, these cell phones are they're great technology, man. Like, you can look up so much information on it. You can watch cat videos anytime you want. And then it cuts and shows a cat video, and then it cuts back to him, and he goes, but little do you know, they're watching.
Oh my God.
And then it suddenly gets fucking dramatic as shit, shaky close-ups, going into color and black and white, this horrifying war music playing over it. It's this is how they get you, they're watching your every move while you're looking at your cat videos. But then it gets even better, because then he goes, just make sure you turn your phone off during the movie. And then it cuts to a title card that goes, AMC Theaters does not, how do they put that? Where they're always
the opinions?
Yeah, Dude. The opinions of Oliver Stone don't reflect this theater. And so I'm like, wait, do you want me to play with my phone during the movie or not?
Oh my.
That was before the movie. It was insane. It was, looking at that, I was like, this is probably how, Alex Jones talks about making pasta. Okay, well, now I'm settled into this movie.
I'm pretty sure the instant he heard about Edward Snowden, Oliver Stone got a massive erection. This shit is completely up his alley. This is the shit this is his wheelhouse. This is what he loves to do. And he's good at it.
No, yeah, regardless of what you feel about Oliver Stone's point of view or the direction he's going in certain movies, he could still churn out a pretty entertaining movie out of it. As much stuff as you could say about JFK, that movie, which there's a lot.
JFK's a fucking awesome movie.
It is an entertaining movie.
Fucking fun as hell.
I prefer some of the more crime-heavy Oliver Stone stuff, like U-Turn or Natural Born Killers. Not fucking Savages, but...
See, I still have a soft spot for that movie. I always will.
Which one? Savages?
Yeah,
oh my God.
I like
God,
it. It was fun.
Man.
It was stupid, but it was fun.
That was... Yeah. I didn't think it was fun, but
He's like, it was definitely stupid. Oh, shit.
Well... No, I'll go just watch U-Turn and watch Billy Bob Thornton playing Twister by himself in one scene.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, man. I don't know that I would necessarily say this movie was insufferable. I think the subject matter is droll.
Boy, they try spicing that up in this movie.
Yeah, it's. I tell you what, I liked like his personal life interactions between him and his girlfriend. That was actually because I read when a story hit, I read about all this stuff. So again, it's like with Sully, you have all this. If you paid attention to the news media or read about the story, you have a pretty decent background about what happened, why he did what he did. So as the story unfolds, you already know a lot of this if you've read it. But he wasn't as forthcoming with his personal life. Mm-hmm. So Snowden is actually in this.
At the end. They give him this corny-ass dramatic shot at the end, just gazing upon the sky outside the window.
So I have to assume that he was involved in the project, at least in some part.
Probably. I mean, there was apparently some Q&A thing with Oliver Stone and Edward Snowden after the movie, I think.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I didn't stay for the Barbie one. I'm not staying for this one.
Why would you have a Q&A after a Barbie? Really?
The public demanded it. Well, maybe not. Brian and I were the only ones at that movie.
So, I mean, I have to think that there is at least some authenticity to the personal stuff.
Man, you know what? I hope there isn't. Because that was one of my least favorite parts of this movie.
Oh, shit.
My problem with this movie, honestly, really doesn't have much to do with my feeling on the topic necessarily. I found him severely unlikable in this film. Holy shit! Every scene with his girlfriend, he is always just condescending, belittling every single thing she stands for, everything she wants to do with her job. He is such... And I don't know much about... I'm only talking about how this character is portrayed in this movie. Like, I'm not... Like, I know someone will be like, well, in this biography... Someone in the comments will be like, in this biography... Like, look, I don't know. I'm just going by this movie. He's... Oh, God. I wanted so hard for them not to end up together by the end of this movie. Because he's just always... on the verge of practically verbally abusing her through this film. There's one part where they break up and literally the next scene is them getting back together, and I'm like, man. Like, there's a part like a half hour into this movie where this movie has a sex scene. Sure. There's a part in this movie where they're fucking and he's like, the camera's getting all shaky and he's worried that, I don't know, Dick Cheney's watching him fuck. I'm like, he's portrayed in this movie like this guy is so paranoid and unstable that, like, if she breaks up with him, he's gonna go, like, shoot up Harvey Keitel's whorehouse from Taxi Driver.
I just have an image of Dick Cheney masturbating and now I can't. That's right, yes. God damn it. God damn you for that. I have to think it is, though. I have to think that, at least in part, they talked to Snowden about this and these interactions that happened between him and his girlfriend. So I have to think, at least in part, I mean, it may have been over-dramatized a little bit, but I have to assume that those interactions... Oh, no!
Shit.
It's gone.
Wow, they were right, man. The phone just leaped out and just tried to kill us.
Fuck you, Cheney. Fuck you.
Wow.
Can't shoot me with a shotgun from here, motherfucker. No.
They just tried shooting us with my phone.
They'll just use a fucking drone now.
Wow, this movie was right. Never mind. 4 stars, one of the best movies of the year.
But I can't imagine him not lying about this and making him look that way. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to lie about what happened, you would think you'd put yourself in a more positive light.
But stuff gets certainly punched up for dramatic effect. Right. And the thing is like, it's not like some of their conversations in this movie are entirely unrealistic, or conversations that maybe, like, 2 people in their situation wouldn't have. Like, it isn't so much that. It's more so that's all you're seeing. Like, when one of their first dates, when he is just condescending and prickish as fuck, she finds it so endearing and ends up kissing him afterwards. I'm like, really? How did this go beyond a first date?
She's weird too. I don't know. I didn't necessarily see it as coming across as that condescending. He has a very snarky sense of humor. I mean, I don't think it plays well.
I'm a snarky person, and I've never been on a date where I've been like, oh, I really hope a lot of my smarts rubs off on you. I mean, I will now. Apparently it worked for this guy.
To be fair, full disclosure, Smarts is what he named his penis. So.
True.
But I have to think that it definitely comes across as bad. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he actually thinks it's funny and endearing. Yeah, it doesn't come across that way. But I feel like he's not intentionally being a jackass. That just kind of...
And it's only how it's portrayed in this movie. I don't know if any of that stuff happened in real life or not. But there was other things too. Like, I found him so unlikable and whiny in this film that I was actively rooting against him most of the time.
It's like, when's the United States going to come in and put two in a skull? When's this happen? Is that?
God, I'm like, you know what the lesson to be learned here is? Like, don't put a Boy Scout in this position. Like, really, that's on you, CIA. Fuck. Like, through everything that happens in this movie, he is constantly, like, questioning all the orders he's given directly to the person who's giving him the orders. He is constantly saying, like, whoa, should we be doing this? It's that over and over again, like, I don't know about this. Like, this seems really wrong and stuff like that. And yet, they're shocked when this guy fucking betrays them. Like, in fact, one part, he's like, but this just doesn't seem right. And then that scene ends with them giving him more responsibility and access.
They gather intelligence, they don't use intelligence.
Fucking apparently not! Holy shit!
I have to think that I know that there's an extreme vetting process to work in CIA, NSA. How, like, they caught him lying on his polygraph when directly asked if he had used any unauthorized programs that he was not supposed to have access to. At what point do you go, maybe this guy shouldn't be in charge of handling our national security or running anything remotely related to national security?
God, which is why I'm like, either things didn't happen quite like this, or there's a lot of fucking idiots this guy was working for.
I mean, this is our government we're talking about.
But this guy, they make him such a Boy Scout in this movie that he is this close to narking on someone for not knocking before entering the bathroom. Like, my God.
Yeah.
And then, like, when they're showing some of the stuff that they're doing, like, oh yeah, we're looking into this person, we're looking into that person, we're using, like, this camera feed and this, like, webcam feed and stuff like that. I'm mainly sitting there like, yeah, that makes sense. I'm not having, like, the big dramatic revelation like he's having in this. I'm like, what did you think this job was gonna be, man?
Well,
like,
we have the benefit of hindsight, though, too. Like, if this was brand new and you didn't know, I wouldn't necessarily know that, at least think that it was that pervasive. I would assume that yes, there is monitoring, but how much monitoring I think was what they were trying to get.
It didn't surprise me when that stuff came out in the news. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Maybe it's for all the years of 24 that I watch.
That's true.
Which is a terrible
CTU
show.
where they know everything. Oh, we need a camera feed. We see him. He's right there. Go get him. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, fucking what?
That's what they did that in The Dark Knight.
Yeah, right. Unethical and bad. No, but you had Morgan Freeman handling that, so I would put Morgan Freeman in charge of the nukes. Because it's fucking Morgan Freeman.
Mm-hmm. There is a part in this movie where he almost like outs Timothy Oliphant, because the world's not made of unicorns and he's got to do something a little bit shady. Fucking Christ. So at that moment, I'm like, when he starts complaining about that, I'm sitting there like, dude, fucking quit your job, man.
Yeah.
Fucking quit your job. Go be a barista and complain about this shit on message boards.
Okay. Here's my thing with that, though. Because the scene they're talking about, they get involved with a banker. Mm-hmm. And they drug his daughter and make it seem like she was trying to commit suicide. And he's like, what if she died? And he's like, well, the equivalent of, you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. And that's appalling to him. And
again, I was sitting there like, yeah, I can buy that being done.
Did he not? I mean, that's the thing. It's like, everyone knows the CIA did some shady shit ever since it was first started. Wet work. The fucking Bay of Pigs. They tried to overthrow Fidel Castro. Are you really that surprised that they would drug a 15-year-old girl?
And
now, granted, you don't have to feel good about it, and you shouldn't, because it's fucking shitty.
But you also shouldn't be like, dude, I'm gonna out you right in the middle of the field.
Right.
Like, okay, take a step back, dude.
There's baby steps to get to
Yeah, I mean, fucking hell.
Yeah, CIA work probably wasn't the best thing for him. He was gifted and intelligent, and he knew what he was doing, but he didn't have the stomach for it.
No, throughout this whole movie he doesn't, to the point to where I kept wondering why he's still in this job. Not to the point to where I'm like, why haven't they let him go or realized this guy's gonna turn on us? But more so, why does he keep doing this? According to this movie, just from this movie.
Well, he did. He did jump around.
But what I mean is, like, maybe if you were to read a biography or something like that, or watch a documentary, or maybe hear it from his own words, you can maybe kind of understand things a little bit better than this movie is making the situation. Because yeah, like he's such a in this movie that they tell him he's epileptic and he whines about using Tegretol. I'm epileptic. I've been on Tegretol since like 4th grade. Motherfucker, grow a pair. Jesus.
Yeah, the only thing I can think was his mindset was, better I'm on the inside where I can keep tabs on this, as opposed to being on the outside knowing it was still going on and having no direct control.
And maybe like,
that's the only thing. Better to go down with the ship than just watch it from afar and watch everybody die.
And yeah, I mean, like that would be fine if they expanded upon that more in the movie, because this just seems like, dude, you're a masochist. Like, what are you doing? Like, I felt bad for everyone else at the end. Like, when they had to give their press conferences and everything, I'm like, this is wildly distracting for all of them. Like,
this is totally putting their lives into upheaval, and it's all your goddamn fault.
Like, there's other shit we could be doing right now. Like, gotta be like, I gotta be talking about this guy and like landing planes and shit. Can I go like, I don't know, spy on 2 guys reviewing the movie? I mean, Yeah, that's most of the problems I had with this movie, and honestly, because I felt no empathy for this character at all throughout this entire film, and it really didn't make it a very good watch for me. And that's outside of the subject matter or anything I feel about that. It was just more so like, I can't stand this character.
And maybe Stone made it that way. Maybe Stone made it that way. You know,
He made Nixon more likable than this guy.
Nixon was a very likable guy.
On Futurama, yeah.
The man was paranoid, but he was a very nice gentleman.
That's it. Like, the thing about Nixon, and this is why you can't get mad every time Nixon is on TV, is because Nixon is just cartoonishly looking corrupt. Like, you could know nothing about Nixon, and you look at a picture of Nixon, and you're like, that's like the corrupt guy from all of like the from all like the political thrillers.
Shit. But no, it's just, yeah, I kind of wonder whether this is actually how Snowden really acts, or if Stone is trying to put a more centrist spin on it, because he does really go far in one direction or the other. So maybe this is his way of kind of maybe bringing it back towards the middle.
Maybe in the sense that I don't know. Maybe in the sense that, like, you know, if you're pro everything he did, you'll certainly root for everything that he does in the movie. And like, because there's lines in the film that had like people in the audience going like, ooh, like when he was like, it got worse under the Obama administration, dun dun dun. Yeah. So like there's stuff like that, but then I guess if you don't like, you know, what happened there, you'll watch this movie and be like, yeah, he's an asshole or something like that. But like, which I mean, yeah, which, you know, that's certainly the big complaint I have about the movie. But a decent, rather suspenseful movie could definitely be made about this topic, centrist or not. But but at least it's like, God, I gotta have some kind of empathy for the character. I've got to want to watch a movie about this guy. Yeah. And I didn't here, and that's outside of anything political. Yeah. That's just more like, I don't want to watch a movie about
it. Seems like he was trying to make less a movie and more a docudrama.
Well, I mean, it felt more like a longer completed film than like Sully.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's more you can say with Snowden's story than you could with Sully.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, Sully, I mean, you probably
Sully, it
could.
felt like it didn't even try.
No, and you could have really done something really neat to show us why Sully became who he was through his, you know, because everybody is shaped by the people they're around, their experiences, and that, you know. And even this one doesn't really... I mean, it shows what... It starts with his career in the Army.
Yeah.
And I mean, so that gives you a little bit of background as far as his experience, how it forms.
And his political ideology. There's certainly an arc there in the movie. Regardless of how his personality is in the film. Like, he does have a big arc in terms of his own politics.
Right. Oh, yeah, because the way he started out, he would have never thought twice about even trying to go and leak this information. He'd have been like, nope, it's perfectly fine. And then over the course of just watching some of the shit, he starts to be like, well, this isn't right. I don't know, it's just... I think they tried to go for a more realistic tint to it, and I think it, as a movie, it's, yeah, it's not as
well. It sounds like you
liked
it. It sounds like you liked it better than I did.
I find the subject matter interesting, and I think it's very touchy subject matter, and it seems like, I mean, and I can kind of see it from both ways as far as what he did being wrong, but at the same time,
Yeah.
the government was also, that was a shitty thing. So, but two wrongs don't make a right, and
Yeah, this is one of those topics where, outside of my personal feeling on it, it's one of those topics where I'm like, yeah, I see both sides on that. I see both sides of the argument on that.
right.
I don't think like Trump to where he needs to be executed.
Absolutely not.
They play that clip in the movie.
He's gonna pay his price because he's 90% probably never gonna be able to come back home. I guess his girlfriend is out there now with him, so at least I guess that's nice. He can be condescending to her in Moscow under Putin's reign, where they don't think twice about demeaning women. Hey Putin, how's it going, buddy? Loved you bareback on that horse. Now
I loved your review of Grown Ups 2.
oh fucking shit. But yeah, it's one of those things where he leaked a lot of this information. Great that you tried to make government more transparent, but bad that you really could have fucked innocent people over.
Yeah, that's...
or not so much innocent, but, you know, with troops overseas, if there's any of that information that gets unclassified, or could have been unclassified while operations were happening and resulted in the death of troops, that would have been shitty, and it would have been
Some things need to be a secret. I'm not for everything.
I mean, if we revealed every covert operation, this country is red with blood. It is. Every country is. I mean, let's get this out in the open. Every country is shady as fuck.
And I get it. I absolutely 100% get it. It's like, we don't need to know everything. We shouldn't know everything.
Yeah, I mean, the president probably doesn't know everything. Actually, I almost guarantee he doesn't know half the shit that goes on. Mm-hmm. Like, he gets briefed on the shit that's up here while they're operating down here. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's... Because I've definitely not been accused of being a conservative. Definitely liberal slant there. But honestly, those people that are like, give peace a chance, it's like, can't give peace a chance when there's fucking assholes in the other countries that just want to kill us all. You can't argue with that. You can't piece your way out of that kind of shit. Those people want us dead. They're not going to stop wanting us dead.
Fuck Canada ever do to you?
Those beady little eyes. And that fucking bitch Anne Murray. But
hey man, they had a delicious Planet Hollywood in Niagara Falls.
Yeah, if you stay fucking stateside. No. You stay on the North New York side of Niagara Falls, motherfucker. But no, it's... You have to kind of decide for yourself which you want more. Complete freedom and not knowing when the next attack is going to happen, or giving up some of your freedoms for a security and knowing that there are people out there who are actively trying to stop the shit that people want to do to us. Are they good people? Fuck no. Absolutely not. You cannot really be a good person and do that kind of shit. They get the dregs. They get the people who probably are a little sociopathic with their tendencies to do this shit because they know they'll get shit done and not think twice about it. Whereas Snowden obviously thought twice about it, so...
Hire people that'll get shit done and not think twice about it.
Pretty much.
And I don't need to know about it. Shit.
I gotta say, people will be like, well, it's not good. No, it's not. The world is not full of rainbows and sunshine.
Yeah.
Unicorns and, shit like that. It's a fucking dark, disturbing place. And it's full of dark and disturbing people who want to kill you. So you have to decide for yourself whether you want to live, maybe give up some of the shit that you weren't even aware you were giving up in the first place, or find yourself in the 101st floor of the World Trade Center and end up dead. It's telling that this is also released around 9/11 too.
Yeah.
It seems like I'm just like, really, you guys are hitting hard with this shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a difficult decision. It really is.
Not for me. I'm like, keep my shit secure, and I don't need to know anything else.
Well, and I'm kind of the same way too. But I understand that people wrestle with that kind of shit.
I understand it too.
Yeah,
I understand the other side. That's like, I understand the thinking of like, well, I like it when, you know, knowing about certain things and when some shit comes out in the open. I get why someone would say that or have that line of thinking and whatnot. Me personally, like, like anything, it depends on the issue, but by and large, I really am sort of like, yeah, you can keep your secrets, that's fine with me.
Like, if you guys want to see me masturbating my tiny dick to some, you know, midget porn, just in case somebody's trying to shoot me, go for it, man. If you want to see it, it's all here, man. Got nothing to hide. No, but it's... Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't have been surprised.
I wasn't.
There were a lot of people that were surprised. I think mine was more...
College students.
My surprise was more just how pervasive. Not that they weren't doing it, but just how far-reaching it was. Not just one thing here. That it's like everything. Like, I didn't think they would do everything, or they needed. I don't think you needed to do everything. I think you could have done a few of those things, and you could have had a wide enough net that would have caught it. So when they released all the list of providers that they were monitoring, I'm like, some of this is duplication. I was more shocked. I'm like, but that doesn't surprise me because the government is wasteful. It's like, really? Do you really need Google and Yahoo? Really? Stick with Google. Yahoo sucks.
Do you really need MySpace and Friendster?
Yeah, right. Do you really need Tinder and Grindr? I mean, yeah. But no, if something was shocking to me, it was just more of how much they threw at it, as opposed to not being efficient with it. And that was the other thing. Snowden, he's like, I just want to be efficient with my stuff. Why don't we be efficient with our spying?
Be efficient with our spying.
That's what Nick Cage wanted, man. That's all Nick Cage wanted.
Well, then he should have been. Well, then he should have been like, maybe I shouldn't work here. You guys made a big mistake hiring me. Nicolas Cage is in this for a few scenes. He has one of the best lines in the movie when, like, he's first talking to Snowden at the beginning of it. I think this might have been before you came in.
Probably a little bit, yeah.
Snowden said, like, well, I don't smoke and I don't drink, and Nicolas Cage goes like, so what is your sin? And then Snowden goes, computers, and then Nicolas Cage goes, well, welcome to the whorehouse.
Oh my god, that's...
I'm like,
nice.
Oh, I think I'm gonna like Nicolas Cage in this. Nicolas Cage is in this for like probably not even 5 minutes.
No, if that, yeah. I'd put it under 3.
Yeah.
He's in there, like, blink and you'll miss it in some scenes.
Honestly, yeah. Needed way more Nicolas Cage.
Everything needs way more Nicolas Cage.
I guess my final thought on this is more so like, yeah, it could certainly make for a fascinating topic for a movie. It should have made a more fascinating topic for an Oliver Stone movie. But the movie just really didn't give me much to gravitate towards, honestly. Like, hell, Zachary Quinto plays Glenn Greenwald in this, and even he at times is portrayed as just this, like, belligerent madman. Like, there's a part where he's talking to his editor, and his editor goes, all right, well, fine, we'll put it up, but we need to look it over once more. And he goes, why? And she says, like, because it needs to be edited. Like, these fucking...
Because we're not posting technobabble on a website where no one can understand it, fucking idiot.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, enough with the douchebaggery in this film. So, but it is a well-made film. It certainly is that. Some of the performances are strong in it, Roy Siphons especially.
And I think, Levitt's accent is pretty spot on.
No, yeah.
Like, I was kind of sitting there going, like, I was watching the trailers going, I don't know about this, but then when they cut back over to the real Snowden, it's a lot closer than I had originally remembered. And I was like, you know what? That's pretty good.
Yeah, no, that was fine.
I mean, as an asshole, he plays it well. I mean, it's not a weak character, that's for sure. It's just an unlikable one.
I thought it was unintentionally unlikable.
It was, yeah. I don't think it was. Well, I hope it wasn't meant to be, but
I would say maybe this is worth a rental. Sure, I guess.
If you like the story, if you want to go through it in a more compacted schedule, yeah, watch the movie. It doesn't play like a movie should. You're right. It plays more like they tried to do a docudrama. And it's.
Well, in that regard, it's way better than Jason Bourne.
So I mean, but in doing that, you're right. It's never really that suspenseful, which a movie about espionage really could be really well done. Like anything with John le Carre books, that shit, like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy,
Enemy of the State. Now you're speaking my language.
But stuff like that, it's tense. I know it's fiction, but you can make it more tense with, which surprises me because Oliver Stone is usually really good at making tense scenes and directing these tense scenes. So the fact that this didn't have those, or he didn't try to at least put the situation like that or frame it in a way that it was more tense was a little disappointing. So I don't know if it's him as a person or just he's losing his touch a little bit.
He's losing something. He sat there wild-haired in front of the movie and was talking about cats on a phone and...
Well, no, that's him the whole way, man. Fucking...
That's true.
I mean, we've seen Conan. I mean, we understand this guy's got some crazy fucking ideas.
Yeah.
But it just... Yeah, I think they just went for straightforward. I mean, it's the story...
They did.
And it just... And you're right. If Snowden had been more likable, I think it would have carried the film better. But having him be condescending and making it more realistic, it just doesn't drive the film the way it should. No, it really didn't, and that was just one of the biggest issues I had with the movie.
But, well, I'll be back tomorrow, though, with the second surveillance movie of the week, Blair Witch.
Oh, fucking shit.
I'm excited. I love the Blair Witch Project.
I fell asleep during the first one. I was so fucking bored. I'm just like this.
That was me in the second one.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, I'm super excited. I can't wait. I hope Nicolas Cage is in that one, too. He's the Blair Witch.
Blair Witch?
Yeah.
Woo, the Blair Witch!
Oh, this is the best one yet. See ya.
Adios.